Now let's look at an example of calculating the cross product between these two given vectors. As a reminder, the way that we're going to come up with this calculation is by calculating a 3 by 3 determinant where the first row are the vectors I, j, k. The second row are going to be the components of the first vector, vector A, so that'll be 5, 1, and 4. The second row, or the third row, is going to be the components of the second vector, which is the B vector, so that's -1, 0, and 2. So we're calculating this symbolic determinant in order to find the cross product between A and B. So A cross B is going to be calculated by first looking at the top left element, which is the I vector. We're then going to cross out the row and the column that contain that I vector and calculate the 2 by 2 determinant of the elements that remain after we cross those rows and columns out. So the 2 by 2 determinant that remains now is going to be 1 times 2, the product of the main diagonal, so we'll say 1 times 2 here, minus the product of the other diagonal, which is going to be 0 times 4. So we'll subtract 0 times 4, and that's going to be our first term, or our first component of the A cross B vector. Then we're going to switch to being a minus, so we alternate. This is the first I is a plus, the next J is going to be a minus, and then the K at the end is going to be a plus. So it's plus, minus, plus. So we are going to now look at the J vector, and we're going to cross off the row and the column that contain that J vector, and we're going to look at the 2 by 2 determinant of the elements that remain after we cross off those rows and columns. So we're now going to look at 5 times 2. This would be the main diagonal. So we're going to say 5 times 2. If we were to create a 2 by 2 vector out, or a 2 by 2 matrix out of the 5, the 4, the -1, and the 2, 5 and 2 would be on the main diagonal. So 5 times 2, and then from that we're going to subtract the product of the other diagonal, which is -1 times 4. So we're subtracting the product of -1 times 4, and that's our second component of our cross product vector. So as we said, we're going to make this next one a positive, so it's plus, minus, plus on the vector parts. The K vector is our next element that we're considering. Then we cross off the row and the column that contain that K vector, and we look at the 2 by 2 matrix that remains after we cross those off, and we're going to consider the determinant of that 2 by 2, which is calculated by 5 times 0, which is that product of the main diagonal, minus the product of -1 times 1, the product of the other diagonal, right? And these are the components of our A cross B vector. Let's clean this up a good bit. Remembering that the cross product does give us a vector. So our I component, or I vector, is going to be multiplied by the scalar product. 1 times 2 is 2 minus 0, so this is going to be 2 here as the scalar product of my I vector. Then we've got the minus j, and we have 5 times 2 is 10, and this is going to then be plus 4, right? So 10 plus 4 is 14. And then our K vector is going to have the scalar multiplier of 5 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is going to be 1 here. So we could write our A cross B vector in this component form where we have the scalar multiples of I, j, k, or we could use pointy bracket notation to say that the x component, or the component in the direction of x, is 2, the component in the direction of y is -14, and the component in the direction of z is +1. And again, this pointy bracket notation is just a little bit cleaner, but you're welcome to use the IJK notation if you prefer. Now, the second part of this example says that now we need to show that this cross product is perpendicular to both of the vectors that we used to create it. And let's recall here that in order for two vectors to be perpendicular to each other, and I'm going to use some different notation, we'll say if vector v is perpendicular to vector w, that's going to be because the dot product of those two vectors is equal to 0. So we can basically calculate the dot product between A and our cross product and B and our cross product. As long as those dot products equal 0, then those two vectors had to have been perpendicular to each other. So A cross B is equal to 2, negative 14, and 1. Vector A, if we'll recall, was 5, 1, 4. So let's look at 2, negative 14, 1, and we're going to dot that with 5, 1, 4 to get the dot product is going to be determined by multiplying the x components together, so we get 10 here, and then we add that to multiplying our y components together, so that's going to be negative 14, and then we multiply the z components together, and that's going to be positive 4, and we see this is equal to 0, and so we could say therefore the vector A cross B is perpendicular to vector A because their cross product, because their dot product was equal to 0. Now let's look at A cross B dot product with B. If this dot product is also 0, then we would say that A cross B is perpendicular to B. So again, we're going to look at 2, negative 14, 1, dot, negative 1, 0, 2. And this dot product is 2 times negative 1, which is negative 2, plus negative 14 times 0, which is 0, plus 1 times 2, which is 2, and we see again that this dot product is 0, so therefore, let's say A cross B is also perpendicular to the vector B. And what we'll see and notice here is that the cross product between two vectors will always be perpendicular to each of the vectors that generated it, right? So it's going to always be perpendicular to A and always be perpendicular to vector B.